Phew, I finally made it. The city of Manhattan. I always wanted to come here for a trip. Oh, Manhattan, what do you do to me?
Hi, auch Deutsch? Eine Weile her, dass ich jemanden aus der Heimat getroffen habe. Na, was hältst du von der Stadt? Schaut doch recht nett aus. Warst du schon mal in Manhattan?
Oh, hello there. Was that German I just heard?
Wait, you aren't German? But that tail... Well, that's embarrassing.
Another pony? Well, Fox, in this case, comments about my tail. I'm getting used to that by now. After all, every pony else has commented on it. Oh, how silly of me. I'm most proud, by the way. What's your name?
I'm Tricky Fox. Just call me Tricky. So, my train is late. Wanna call up in the meantime?
Sure, why not? Are you by any chance going to review The Gift of Maud Pie, would you?
No, The Lost Treasure of Gryffindor, but your idea seems more fitting.
Well, since this is the third time in the series that an episode takes place in Manhattan, so it makes perfect sense. Let's get to it, shall we?
Okie dokie Loki. So, here we are now. The Gift of Maud Pie. Still can't believe that we are already reviewing Season 6. A pretty unique episode I want to add, as it teams up Rarity and Pinkie Pie. A rather unlikely team up.
Yeah, the only other episode that came close to these two interacting with each other was with Fluttershy and putting your hoof down. And we all know what happened there. And also we get two new writers for the season, Michael and Will Fox. And they have left a great impression on me.
I have to agree, there wasn't too much wrong in this episode and I always love to see Maud again. But before we talk about her, I want to bring up Rarity's subplot. I really like the idea that her character arc in fact didn't end with Cantaloupe Boutique as many of us feared, in that she tries to expand. Though she probably will have to hire someone to make some dresses for her eventually to keep that up. Making dresses for one store, manageable. Making for two is hard work. Making them for free, not much time left to sleep. And while it might seem a little bit like a waste of time that Rarity looks for a location this episode, as it doesn't really add anything to it, this is actually a really good setup. One major complaint about Cantaloupe Boutique was that Rarity suddenly had a boutique out of nowhere. If they brought that up a few episodes earlier, with her looking for a location, that wouldn't have been much of a problem. As soon an episode about Rarity's new boutique in Manhattan airs, no one can complain about that. I also think that it works better as a subplot than an episode of its own. I kinda doubt that you can really fill 20 minutes with that.
Yeah, the subplot of Rarity opening up a new branch in the city fitted better, cause the main focus was Pinkie trying to find the perfect present for Maud as part of their pie gift exchange. Another tradition for the Pie family, and the title of the episode is a reference to Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. The story was initially published in the New York Sunday World under the title Gifts of the Magi on December 10, 1905. It was first published in book form in the O. Henry anthology entitled The 4 Million in April 1906. Although it is a classic Christmas story, the concept of the story plays very well in this episode. I got to say the comedy in this episode was top-notch, with Maud's dry sense of humor to Rarity impersonating Pinkie Pie. That part made me laugh so hard. I would love to see a fan animation of Rarity impersonating the rest of the main six.
The comedy was really good, though I can understand that one might get tired of Maud's behavior after a couple of episodes featuring her. I still like it, but it becomes somewhat predictable. However, Maud showing similar cartoon logic abilities to Pinkie, and that unsettling stare was a nice twist to her character. On the flip side, I kinda expected Maud to drop her stoic behavior like she did in her introduction episode, and I was kinda disappointed when she didn't. Another thing is Pinkie Pie's use of the party cannon in the first act. At first it seemed like they were trying to hammer that joke into the ground. It really started to wear off, but they likely had a very good reason to bring it up that often. It makes it believable that Pinkie in fact has some sort of emotional attachment to that cannon. I never thought that this thing would actually become a plot device someday. It always seemed like a simple gag.
I always knew that Pinkie had emotional attachment to a party cannon because that's what makes her who she is, the super duper party pony in Ponyville. And that's another thing I want to talk about, is the heartwarming moments in this episode. When Pinkie and Maud give each other their presents, Maud gives Pinkie new confetti for her cannon, which was really sweet, and this makes Pinkie feel guilty in a sense, because she sold her party cannon in order to get the pouch Maud wanted for Boulder. This makes Maud think straight away that Pinkie was upset about something after Rarity tells her about it from a stare which was really funny and intimidating, that she had to get the cannon back. and after her stare, and asking the same question repeatedly, really terrifies the pony who saw the pouch earlier, had no choice but to give it back. And this act from Maud give Pinkie a fun and joyous spirit again.
What does this pony even want to do with this cannon in the first place? Seems kinda random to me.
Honestly, I have no idea why he wanted it in the first place, but thanks to Maud he had to give it back. I mean, look at her stare! She could be a perfect interrogator and get Fluttershy a run for her money. Anyway, did you see any objects continuity-wise, Tricky?
You mean like the shark doll from Slice of Life, the Twilight Cane from Princess Twilight Sparkle, or Smarty Pants from Lesson 0? I can somewhat buy that the Twilight Cane somehow ended up in Manhattan, but I don't see Big Mac parting ways with Smarty Pants. Though Twilight claims that it came with its own quill and book, so maybe it's actually part of a toy line and it's now a rare collector's item.
Yep, those are the ones. And there was also the book from Inspiration Manifestation, now without the magic in it. After all, it disappeared after Spike broke the spell.
What the fox? I totally missed that. Why is it that you can buy dangerous magical artifacts at every corner? What is this? Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, it's okay if you missed it. Like Dr. Wolf always said, seeing things that disappear quickly that is known as you blink and miss it moments, which worked out nicely when Rarity threw all her subjects in front of Maud at a quick pace from side to side.
There were plenty of background and foreground events that made me chuckle, like the stadium that had to deal with Pinkie Pie's pen in his soup.
Yeah, I love the animation of the map of Manhattan with the girl's journey all around it and pinpointing from place to place, which it goes along with the theme of this season, Explore Equestria, and also the new toy line. Just like in the previous episode where we returned to the Crystal Empire, we are going to return to places old and new for the girls to solve friendship missions like you did last season. I love this concept very much as it brings more worldbuilding to Equestria.
I also want to add that the morale, while pretty basic, is quite relatable. I sometimes feel really bad if my brother gives me an awesome present while I can only give him something small and boring. To be fair, this is often connected to the fact that my brother has much more money to spend, but it really drives me nuts sometimes. It is easy to feel bad about that.
I have that feeling too sometimes, about trying to get the best presents for my family and friends. But at the end of the day, it is all about expressing the love we share with our loved ones, just like Pinkie and Maud.
Okay, I think there isn't much left to say, so let's wrap things up.
For me, this episode was great and sweet. The interactions between Pinkie, Rarity and Maud were enjoyable to watch. They also show great character development as well, especially when Maud saving the day by getting a party cannon back for Pinkie. The comedy was top-notch, the animation was great, and the more about exchanging gifts is not all about competition, it is about expressing the love we have for our loved ones, is really relatable too. Both Michael and Will Fox had left a really great impression on me, and they had a great start to writing their skills for MLP, and I would love to see more of them in the future.
This episode didn't blow my mind, but there is nothing I can really complain about either. The plot was somewhat basic, yet had some unique twists. But there were plenty of sweet and funny moments, so a pretty good episode. It probably won't end up in my top 5 list, but I think it was quite enjoyable. But what about you? Did you like this episode? Anything that bothered you?
Not much bothered me with this episode, except that the pacing could have been better, but I'm not complaining too much. Overall, I give this episode 8 out of 10 stars.
Yeah, now I was talking to the audience.
Oh, I did not know that. Sorry. Anyway, what about you guys out there? What are your thoughts on the gift of Maud Pie? Let us know in the comments below.
I'm Tricky Fox.
And I'm Rosepal saying, see you later, every pony.
Stay foxy.
Sly as a fox, you got me under your spell. But you know I'll never tell.